Hi guys, welcome to another Hadley video. On this one I wanted to take more of an in-depth look at the Asari Duelist skills. She seemed to be a favourite amongst you from all the views that she's gotten of my 10-hour early access footage. So let's jump right in. You don't need me to explain that she detonates combos. Base damage 250, force 500, 8-second recharge speed and 50% shields restored. Rank 2, an extra 35% recharge speed. Rank 3 gives you 20% damage and an extra 25% force. Top evolution of rank 4 gives you an extra 30% damage and 30% force. The bottom evolution is for radius, so an extra 3.5 meters. In other words, well, you know, you can hit 2, 3, maybe even 4 enemies. Top evolution of rank 5 improves weapon and melee damage for 3 seconds after charging, and your gun damage bonus is 15%, your melee is 30% for 3 seconds. So that's possibly even 2 hits. Or obviously with a gun, you know, if it's a shotgun you could probably pump out 2 hits from that. The bottom evolution, Power Synergy, enhances all powers for 5 seconds after charging. Power damage bonus 25% and the same with force. Top evolution of rank 6, Shock Trooper, 75% recharge speed. If you just want to hammer them and hammer them and hammer them, this really is the one for you. You could just zoom around the map all day. The bottom evolution Bastion fully restores shields and reduces incoming damage for 5 seconds. This was usually my favourite. So it gives you an extra 75% damage resistance. Sorry, I was just looking to see if that was on top of any previous, but it's not. So it gives you 75% damage resistance, 50% shields restored. That's on top of the initial 50%, so that, like it says, fully restores, and an extra 35% damage for 5 seconds. If you're combining that with, well, you're either combining it with Power Synergy or with weapons and melee. And obviously the earlier evolution here, the evolution here, if you go for this one, that's a huge bonus to your damage and force if you're going full biotic. Pretty fucking epic. You know, someone else sets it up for a detonation. Lovely. Here we have Backlash. So you hold the button. Might I add, someone in a previous video did mention that you can go into options and you can actually change it to a toggle, which, thank you very fucking much. That really made my day seeing that. So hold button, or if you want the toggle, generates a frontal biotic Aegis barrier that reflects most projectiles and reduces the damage of other enemy attacks. A well-timed initial activation interrupts melee attacks as well. Quite interesting, really. Aegis health 350, projectile damage returned 175%. It did reflects most projectiles. Hey, you can go full on Luke Skywalker, you know, shooting back the laser beams. Frontal damage resistance 75%. I wish they were clearer with that. Anyway, moving on. Rank 2 recharge speed 25%. Brilliant. Rank 3 durability, an extra 35% health. on top of the 350. Yep. Handy. Rank 4 top evolution, you've got durability, so an extra 40% on top of the 35%. 85%, nice. Near enough doubling that 350, so you're near enough 700. Brilliant. The bottom evolution, increased recharge speed. Again. So, you know, couple that with that. Brilliant. 55%. Top evolution of rank 5, you've got durability. Really? Really? Alright, I'm not even going to bother adding up percentages and trying to work it out. Fairly fucking epic barrier. Let's stick with that. Epic barrier. That's rank 5, top. Right, the bottom evolution reflection, an extra 100% on top of the 275. How do you return 275% of the damage? I mean, I would have. Hey, you shoot one bullet at me, I'll send you back 10. That looks like where they're going. Reflected projectiles inflict more damage. That really sounds good. Bartic charge and then put that up. Point blank. Imagine that. An enemy with a shotgun or, you know, the Geth rocket launcher guys. You put up that shield and reflect 275% of the damage back to them. That's a real fuck you. Top evolution of rank 6, Shield Resurgence. Restores shields over 3 seconds after releasing Backlash. Can restore up to 50% of shield strength, scaled to damage absorbed by the Aegis. So here we have yet again another character that restores their own shields. I said it earlier in another video on the human kineticist. She has multiple abilities that can restore her shields, and in fact she can restore the team's shields. And here we see it again. They seem to have gone very much in the direction that, well, a lot of characters can restore their own shields, basically. Bottom evolution of ranks. Bottom evolution of rank 6, we've got Damage Aftermath. Increases damage inflicted for 3 seconds after releasing Backlash. Scales with the amount of damage absorbed by the Aegis. Okay. After releasing. Again, it is after releasing. Does that mean after turning it off? No, it can't be. It can't be, because if it was restoring shields dependent on damage absorbed, well, then again, maybe you get the shields back after you turn it off. Find out soon enough. So yeah, increased damage. So 35% gun damage bonus, 30% power damage bonus, and 30% melee damage bonus. That sounds like a really epic skill. You know, you can protect your team, and not only are you, because I mean, I thought you were gimping yourself a little bit compared to some of the other characters who could put down their own shield. I thought you were gimping yourself by, you know, having to stand there with this shield and, you know, you're not able to do anything. But, you know, you're returning 175% of the damage. Plus you have the choice of increased damage after you put your shield down. Brilliant. I can see why she is... here, if I come back here, as you can see, she is an ultra rare. So, not going to be the easiest to get. Anyway, moving on to Lance. As I explained in the Human Duelist, Human Kineticist video, Lance does detonate combos, and that's not just for biotic combos. Lance also detonates tech combos. So it can be very useful if you've got a tech team, especially ones with Incinerate. I gather that would also apply to fire ammo, Flamer. That'd be a nice little combo, especially with the shield and stuff. Brilliant. Moving on. Rank 1, damage of 320, force 400, impact radius of 1, I gather meter. Although, on other skills, you know, they put M in brackets. Here they don't, so a little bit of confusion. Recharge time 10 seconds. Recharge speed reduction at rank 2 of 10%. That's not much of a reduction, to be honest. Rank 3, damage and force. Again, 15% damage, 15% force. Rank 4, top evolution. Add an extra 20% damage and force. Or bottom evolution, you can go for an extra 100% radius. 2 meters. Top evolution of rank 5, focus blast. Increases bonus damage against heads and other weak points. So an extra 25% headshot damage. Weak point probably means like robot heads and stuff. I was hoping that certain other bodily parts could be targeted as weak points, but doubtful. Bottom evolution, anti-shield. So an extra 25% damage against shields. That sounds very useful. Probably more useful than the extra headshot damage. Probably. Although if you're biotic charging straight into them, it doesn't say for how long. And again, with the anti-shield, it doesn't say how long. Anyway, top evolution of rank 6, you've got knockdown. Enemies within 1.5 meters of the blast impact are knocked to the ground. Only unarmored, unshielded, normal-sized enemies are affected. So pretty much just your base enemies, not the big bosses, not anyone with armor and shields. To me, that sounds fairly useless. It also grants you an extra 20% damage, 20% force. The other option, shield powered. Lance has no recharge time, but consumes shields when used. Shield cost is the same as it was for the Kineticist, which is 0.5. Is that 0.5%? I'm just looking to see, does it say anywhere? No, it doesn't say anywhere like a more detail. Oh, in fact, yeah, here. 313. So, if your base shield, because I think I've got her at base. Okay, she has an extra 25%, which was 313. I'm not going to try and work out how much the base is. So if it costs 0.5, I mean, that's a lot of fucking lance that you can shoot out. That does make the focus blast sound awesome, especially if you're combining it with both of the damage and force improvements, and you're just whacking it out like nobody's fucking business. Actually, that does sound really fucking awesome. I will have to give that a try. Yeah, tomorrow I believe it is. I'll get to play online. So, here we have offensive biotics. Don't think you gave it. Training to maximize biotic damage to enemy targets. So, rank 1 gives you 10% power damage. As I said in the human kineticist video, you don't start with the offensive biotics or the barrier unlocked, so you'll have no points in those. When you get the character, you do have charge, backlash and lance all unlocked to rank 1. So back in 10% power damage. Rank 2 gives you 5% weapon damage. Rank 3, 10% power damage, 15% melee. First evolution, top evolution of rank 4 gives you power enhancement. 10% power, 20% force. Rank 4, the bottom evolution is recharge speeds, all recharge speeds. Obviously that wouldn't apply to Lance if you went for the shield powered. Right, rank 5 top evolution, weapons and melee. So an extra 10% weapon damage, 30% melee. The bottom evolution, combo detonation. And that's a detonator, isn't it? Yeah. So you don't have a primer, but you've got 2 detonators in charge and lance, and you can increase the damage and radius of all detonations. Bear in mind that lance also detonates tech combos. That could be very fucking good. Moving on, top evolution of rank 6, Bardic Expert, increases power damage and force for 3 seconds after using a power. So an extra 30% Bardic damage bonus, 30% Bardic force bonus. So combine that with Lance, you're adding on, if you go for the damage and force bonuses here, and I don't know what the recharge speed on Lance is, because it's not using up your Bardic power if you go for that bottom evolution. So yeah, I mean, you charge in, which recharges your shields, and then you're putting out left, right and centre with the... Oh wow. She is really gonna wreck. And then being able to put the shield up and reflect... Oh. And I thought the human kineticist was going to be my favourite. This one is going to fucking wreck. Bardic Warrior increases weapon and melee damage for 3 seconds after using a Bardic power. During this time, melee attacks also knock down unarmoured, unshielded, standing size enemies. So the same as Lance was. On the face of it, it doesn't sound very good, but it does give you an extra 50% melee damage. I'm still leaning more towards the Bardic Expert on that one. Also 15% weapon damage bonus and 15% melee force. All last for 3 seconds. I think the Bartik Expert is going to be... I mean, the thought of charging in, recharging your shields, whacking out a ton of lances on, you know, whatever enemies are around you, and by that time your charge is recharged and you're charging into the next one and recharging your shields, and rinse and repeat and fuck things up. She's going to be a home wrecker, alright. I mean, I dare say... it might be viable to take Backlash to rank 5. Let's have a quick look. Restore shields over 3 seconds. Releasing Backlash can restore up to 30%. Yeah, if you were to take Backlash to rank 5, if it's the same as Mass Effect 3, and you can take Backlash to rank 5, and just go as far as rank 3 with the barrier, or possibly the opposite way around. Let's have a look at barrier first before we think about things. Rank 1 uses Bartik abilities to augment standard kinetic barriers, so an extra 25% shields. Rank 2 gives you 25% shield regen and 25% health and shield regen delay reduction. So obviously it makes your shields and everything come back quicker. Rank 3, Biotic Melee, an extra 30% melee damage. Rank 4, Unyielding Barrier, an extra 30% to your shields. The bottom evolution, Recuperative Barrier, 30% health and shield regen delay reduction and 30% shield regen. The top evolution of rank 5, Biotic Alacrity, reduces weapon weight and improves speed while shields are active. Shield cost is reduced for Biotic powers that deplete shields to activate. Let me read that again. And improves speed while shields are active. Wow. So the use of that with Lance, and then an extra 10%. So it would make it 0.4 shields used. But I mean, even that 0.4 is quite low when you considering the, you know, she's got 300. Let's move on. 10% weapon weight capacity, 10% Bartic power, shield cost reduction, 15% movement speed while shields active. The bottom evolution partially restores shields with each successful melee attack. The Kineticist had this as well. Shields restored by melee 20% and 50% melee damage bonus, or an extra 50% melee damage. I am really liking the look of this Bartic Alacrity. Really, really, in conjunction with Lance, and considering you're charging to recharge your shields, I would... Let's have a look at rank 6. How epic is this one going to be? Partially restores shields after taking down an enemy with a Bartic power. Affects all allies within 6 meters. Shields restored on Bartic kill 10% to all allies within 6 meters. And this one is the same as the Kineticist. Reacts to low health. Right, have I just not looked at all... has everyone got that? I just want to... okay, so he doesn't. Let's have a look at... yeah, let's have a look at her since she's biotic. Okay, so it seems to be a fairly standard thing, barrier. Partially restores, yeah. Okay, so this seems to be fairly standard for... let's see how standard. Where's the adepts? Oh. So again, barrier. So it seems all of the adepts have... or all of the biotics, should I say, have that barrier skill. So, you know, if you've got a few of you around and you're all restoring each other's shields, either that or you have the, you know, when you get down to 25% health, your shields are restoring themselves every 10 seconds. Yeah, I would possibly say just don't put anything into Backlash and just go all out charge, lance, offensive and barrier. That's a fair bit of food for thought. You know, you can either be the team tank, or if you spec her the other way, I suppose if you went with a full-on tank, you'd probably be best off to leave out lance. Or if you went the other way, leave out backlash and go with charge, lance, offensive and barrier. Yeah, she sounds like a Bartic goddess. I can see she is going to be a very popular character to play. Anyway, I hope you've all enjoyed this little look. Hopefully I'll get to see you all in game. And as ever, good luck, take care.